Hello and welcome. My name is Jason and I'm the owner and founder of Reforming Trauma Coaching and Counselling. Today we're going to be looking at the signs that an abusive relationship may turn deadly. Let's go. Intimate partner violence or domestic violence is any type of abuse which occurs within the confines of a personal and intimate relationship between two or more people. Domestic violence often involves overt and covert acts of violence, intimidation, sexual, emotional, physical, and verbal abuse, and or any other form of degradation. Domestic violence is not restricted to heterosexual relationships either. Ultimately, perpetrators of domestic violence seek to control and isolate their intimate partners by effectively rendering the partner compliant, dependent, and isolated from friends, family, and other external resources. Dr. Jane Monckton Smith examined the deaths of 575 women and concluded that 372 of the women had been killed by their intimate partner, either current or former partner. Dr. Smith found that within heterosexual relationships specifically, 80% of the intimate partner homicide victims were women, thus making the vast majority of the perpetrators male. As a result of her study, Dr. Smith discovered an 8-stage pattern which was present in all of the 372 killings. The first stage is pre-relationship history. So all of the perpetrators responsible for the deaths of the women examined had a prior history of domestic violence, a prior history of accusations of domestic violence, controlling behaviors, and or criminal record. The second stage is the early relationship behaviors. So the perpetrators all displayed signs of early commitment. They either encourage cohabitation very early, encourage pregnancy very early, or made a marriage proposal soon after the relationship has commenced. They were also very quick to make declarations of love, using words and phrases such as mine, you're my soulmate, or we will be together forever. Stage 3 is the relationship behaviors, red flags. The perpetrators had a tendency to engage in the following behaviors: coercive control, stalking, even low level like going through bags, phones, those sorts of things, possessiveness, violence, even low level violence like shoving or breaking things, threats of suicide or homicide, forced isolation from family and friends, drug and alcohol problems, and more. Stage 4 is the impending homicide warning signs. Threat of or actual separation or divorce, division of assets, financial problems, unemployment, perpetrator or victim's mental or physical health deteriorates, events which may engender revenge, so either real or imagined affair by the victim. These are the red flags in this stage. Stage 5 is the escalation warning signs. So you should be concerned about behaviors becoming more frequent, serious, or severe. There will be threats to kill victims, children, family, or pets in this stage. There will be threats of suicide, possessive use of language, so you can never leave me, we will die together, or I won't let you leave with my kids, those sorts of phrases. Stage 6 is change in thinking warning signs. So these are the things to watch out for in change of thinking. So perpetrators' last attempts at a reconciliation. If the victim begins a new relationship, stops contact with the perpetrator or moves away. If the perpetrator is facing financial disaster, starts considering insurance payouts, for example, their mental or physical health is quickly and irreversibly deteriorating, or their perceived status is diminished. Stage 7 is planning homicide warning signs. So in this one, you'll see sudden changes in usual behavior. They may withdraw suddenly or become unusually menacing. This level will be high-level stalking, so monitoring with GPS, listening devices, Google searches, those sorts of things, collecting, making, or purchasing weapons, and they may also tell others of their homicidal plans or make subtle hints. Soon all my problems be over. Stage 8 is the characteristics of the homicide itself. So this one is, it can be a clear homicide with confession, homicide with suicide of the offender, made to look like suicide or mercy killing, or it can be made to look like an accident, natural causes, or self-defense. They can stage a missing persons and then contact the media, appeal to the public, participate in searches. Chris Watts, that's a good example of that one. So there we go. That's the 8 stages or 8 signs to watch out for that can mean that your relationship, the abusive relationship, is about to turn deadly.